Hello and welcome to the another edition of Current Affairs Important Events. Today we cover the important events of the first week of December 2021. To begin with, Omicron, the new variant of COVID-19, is spreading rapidly. This variant comes with multiple mutations, and almost 38 countries across the globe have reported Omicron cases according to WHO till now. India, so far, as on 5th of December, Sunday, has reported so far 21 cases, with Maharashtra accounting for 8 and Jaipur confirmed 7 cases on Sunday. Delhi also confirmed its first Omicron case on Sunday itself. If we talk about the Indian context, the first two patients of Omicron in India were found in Karnataka a couple of days ago. The first one being a South African traveler, and the another one being a doctor with no travel history at all. Experts believe that this variant is 6 times more transmissible than the Delta variant, which wreaked havoc across the globe in the last 1 year and could even infect the vaccinated people. So it's better to ensure safety norms and have appropriate COVID behavior. While most of the countries across the globe are stepping up curbs on international travel and testing, India has also stepped up testing at its airports for passengers coming from at-risk nations, and the random sampling continues to be around 2%. On the healthcare spend front, according to National Health Accounts estimates, the share of government spending in total healthcare expenditure increased to almost 40% in 2017-18 as compared to 32.4% in the previous year, that is 2016-17. This higher spend by the government, along with the increased share of expenditure in private health insurance, has led to decline in out-of-pocket expenditure, which means government is now spending more as far as healthcare spend is concerned. The out-of-the-pocket expenditure has dropped as a percentage of the total health expenditure to below 50% and stood at 48.8% according to the estimate. The National Health Account estimate also shows that government health expenditure in GDP has also increased to about 1.3% in 17-18 as against 1.2% in the previous year, but still remains below the 2.5% envisaged in the National Health Policy, which was unveiled in 2017. So that was an important data as far as healthcare expenditure from the government is concerned. The economic recovery post-COVID continues, and the Indian economy grew by 8.4% in the second quarter, which is July to September. So, if you look at the National Statistical Office information, the growth at 8.4% was slower than the 20.1% expansion recorded in the previous quarter, which means April to June, but was above the 7.4% contraction over the second quarter of the previous years, 2021. In fact, if you look at the overall contraction, the Indian economy contracted almost 24.4% in the first quarter of 2021 due to COVID lockdown effect. According to the Chief Economic Advisor, Krishnamurthy Subramaniam, the economy is likely to have double-digit growth in 21 and 22, the financial year 21-22. And as per National Statistical Office, the unemployment rate in urban areas in January-March quarter of 2021 was at 9.4%, lower than the 10.3% recorded in the previous quarter, which was October to December quarter. So some significant data has been released on the government front in the last week, and one should be definitely aware about this information. Good news for the government, the GST collections for November touched almost 1.32 lakhs crore. The actual figure was rupees 1,31,576 crore, and this stands to be the second highest collection after April's 1.39 lakh crore. The GST collection in November accounts for all the business transactions which were done in the month of October. So the collection of November was higher by 25% as against the same period last year. So if you compare it with November 2020, the collections in November 2021 were higher by almost 25% if you look at from the corresponding figure. This is definitely in line with the economic recovery, which we are seeing post the restrictions being, most of the restrictions being lifted after the second wave impacted the country. The collections probably would have been much higher had the lack of semiconductors not impacted the sale of passenger cars and other products, according to the Finance Ministry. After India lost complaint with Sri Lanka, China has decided to suspend a project for construction of hybrid energy systems in Sri Lanka by the Chinese firm Sinosure Hybrid Technology. This project was to be constructed in the three northern islands of Sri Lanka, which are closer to India, and because of the same, India has raised security concerns over the same. To which, while China, without naming India, has stated that we are suspending the project owing to security concerns by a third party. The firm has now went on to sign a contract with Maldives after this contract with Sri Lanka got suspended by the Chinese authorities. Giving a push to clean energy, India plans to have nine new nuclear power reactors by 2024. One of which is planned to be around Delhi, 150 kilometers from Delhi, in the locality of Gorakhpur in the state of Haryana. In addition to this, 12 more nuclear reactors with a capacity of 900 megawatt have been accorded administrative and financial sanction. So, according to, if you look at the overall completion of the projects, this will lead to nuclear power capacity being increased to 22,480 megawatt by 2031, as against 6,780 megawatt at present. So with more plants, the cost per unit, which currently stands at rupees 3 per unit, will definitely come down in future. And India moves towards a cleaner fuel regime. So it is significant to note here that India has presented a roadmap at the COP26 summit recently, which was held at Glasgow, and has given kind of what you can say, given a deadline for itself to do away with the fossil fuels by 2070. So I hope you are aware on that data front and you have gone through that news earlier, which was covered in one of the earlier editions. The government has sought parliamentary approval. According to the supplementary demand presented to the parliament, they have sought a parliamentary approval to infuse rupees 62,000 crore to its company that holds Air India's debts and liabilities. So the net liability after privatization of Air India to Tata's amounted to around rupees 28,844 crore, and this additional 33,105 crore includes interest liability towards working capital, payments to the oil companies, and of course, Airport Authority of India. As on August 31, Air India had a total debt of rupees 61,562 crore, out of which Tata's subsidiary Thales will take over rupees 15,300 crore. It is worth to note here that Air India now has been privatized and has been acquired by Tata Group, and they have paid almost 18,000 crore rupees for the same, out of which roughly around 2,700 crore will be a cash payment to the government of India. The remaining 46,242 crore out of the overall debt has been transferred to a special purpose vehicle which was created and known as Air India Assets Holding Limited. Government has also sought an additional funding of rupees 25,000 crore from the parliament for the rural job scheme MNREGA, which ran out of funds midway through the year. So the pending payments for wages and materials actually threaten to cripple this entire mission implementation, the MNREGA mission implementation. And with 4 months remaining, MNREGA has finished spending rupees 73,000 crore, which was initially allocated in the budget, and is currently showing a negative balance of rupees 10,024 crore, including payment dues. So, for the same, the government has now sought the parliamentary approval according to the supplementary demand, which has been presented in the current session of the parliament. On the sports front, New Zealand's left-arm spinner Ajaz Patel took 10 wickets in the first innings against India in the ongoing second test match between the two teams at Mumbai. Mumbai also happens to be his birthplace. It was when he was around 8 years old. He moved to New Zealand along with his family and now plays for the New Zealand cricket team. Ajaz Patel is now part of the elite club along with England's Jim Laker and India's Anil Kumble, who hold the distinction of taking 10 wickets in an inning in a test cricket. Jim Laker was the first to achieve this feat in 1956 against Australia. The match was played at Manchester, while Kumble achieved the same feat in 1999 against the arch rivals Pakistan, the match which was played in Delhi in 1999. Jim Laker also took 9 wickets in an innings, in the first innings in the same match, to have the figures of 19 wickets after giving 90 runs, which remains a record till now. In the same ongoing match between India and New Zealand, Ravichandra Ashwin also went on to become the third highest wicket taker for India in Test cricket, surpassing Harbhajan Singh, and is only 9 wickets away from overtaking India's second highest wicket taker, Kapil Dev. So Ravichandra Ashwin now has 426 wickets in the Test format of the cricket, to his credit, and he is definitely sure to surpass Kapil Dev very soon. So that was all about all the important events of the last week. Stay tuned as we bring on more updates, and do subscribe to our social media handles to receive regular updates and interesting ones.